publicly owned,
Okay.
but it's owned by the Region of York,
Okay.
and we make the rules here. York Regional Police make the rules for our property.
But wouldn't the rules be the law?
Yeah, and the law is you're trespassing.
But
right
the
now.
law, if it's public,
Okay.
I'm not trespassing.
You ready to? You want to be arrested?
I'm just trying to clarify.
Okay, you don't need to arrest them for what?
Okay, hold on. Let me put my camera down.
You're not leaving when directed to do so.
We actually had 2 sergeants in the area. When we got out, we parked down the road and started filming, did a little tour of the police station. There was no restricted signs or not open to the public at all. And we walked up to the front door using the pathway that they had. And you can watch the rest from here. But we were arrested for exercising our rights. And none of these officers seemed to care. And they're being led by a staff sergeant and another sergeant who were both tyrants and ended up shutting off my camera. And I wish I could show you the rest, but unfortunately I don't have the footage. We're going to try to FOIA request as much as we can. So enjoy the video.
Alright guys, with access, York Regional Police, number 2 District Headquarters. Today is April 7th. It is 7:15 p.m. Let's take a look around. This is their trailers, it looks like. Yeah, there's a paramedic response. So they open the door for us. Look at that. And we can get a nice picture of the
There's the York Regional Paramedic Service sign.
This looks like it's a resort with paramedic staff only. And just attached to that building right there, you can see is the police right here.
Camera right up there.
171 Main Road.
There's a couple signs here. It does say that it is
Visitor parking.
on the ground there. I don't know if you can see it. It does say public. We'll start seeing around the building first to make sure there's no signs that we have to follow. And then we'll attempt to go onto the property.
Here's the fire station 84. Is that what it says? 88. Fire station 8, District 1, maybe? Have to get closer after. right to the front doors here. Nothing that says we can't be here. I mean, it is public property as it is, but I don't see any signs that say restricted area or not open to the public, anything like that. We got, so this officer here is testing out his car. Maybe he's just starting a shift and making sure everything's working properly. Looks like he might have contact over here.
Oh, yeah?
Just doing his inspection. Hello. Don't know how much I'd like to be one of these houses there. I'm sure they hear the sirens go off quite a bit, considering there's the fire hall, paramedics, and police station here. I'm sure they test all their vehicles before putting them out on the road. So over there, that's the fire station. I don't think we're going to be going inside today, but we'll just take a little tour around the property. This different kind of square right there. I'm not sure what it is, but we'll take a closer look after.
Yeah.
We'll definitely
We'll go around and walk through that. Yeah, it says public on the ground.
it's a walkway to the front door.
Yeah, but if you go to the front, it looks different. It says do not enter.
No, we're good. Look, it's a walkway right to the front. They wouldn't put this here if we couldn't walk. Says restricted area, no visitor parking.
Just so you know, you won't be allowed to do it on police property
Why?
because it's trespassing. You won't be allowed to record unless you have authorization from New York Police to do it on property.
It's public property, isn't it?
No, it belongs to the region of New York, and you would need to do that.
And then who?
So if you guys want to bus there, just talk to the sergeant or somebody, and they'll direct you. I'm just giving you a heads up.
Cool, dude. Thanks, man.
Just curiosity, who would own the region of York?
Talk, buzz the button there, and speak to them. I'm just giving you a heads up.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Oh, I'm gonna buzz it. Just ask.
Why? It's public property.
I want to hear it from them.
Hi, how can I help you?
Hi there. We just have a couple questions. We were here doing a story, and we were in a publicly accessible area and not in any secure or restricted areas. But I believe an off-duty officer said that we weren't allowed to videotape in publicly accessible areas.
No, you're not supposed to videotape on police property.
Okay. I thought all publicly accessible areas were okay to do to.
No, you can't record at a police facility.
Okay, but what's the reason behind that?
Because there's a lot of equipment and there's a lot of things here, and it's a security issue, so you're not allowed to do that at police property.
Right, but
public
it's
property.
public property and the.
So you are not allowed to videotape on police property. I've told you why. It's a security reason, so you can't do that here. If you want to go out onto any other public property, you're allowed to do so, but you cannot videotape on police property.
I don't agree with that.
Right, but isn't that
You don't have to agree with it.
isn't that violating our Charter
No,
of
it's not.
Rights?
It's not violating anything.
Well, in the Charter of Rights, it states that you have the freedom to press on any public property.
Okay, if you would like to speak to an officer, I can send another officer out to come and speak to you, but we're not going to allow you to record on the property.
Okay, and if
Okay.
if we continue to record, what would happen?
You can speak to an officer. I'll send someone out to come and see you.
Okay, thank you.
Hey man,
What's going on?
is everything alright?
Yeah, they're just sending an officer out here to talk to us about videotaping on police property.
Okay. So are you the one videotaping here?
We're just doing a story.
Sorry about what?
I can't really reveal that because if it's picked up, it would be ruined.
Picked up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a heavy pickup?
No, I mean, we're not against you guys or anything. We're not doing anything nefarious or anything like that.
I'm
It's just a general story.
just curious as to why you're doing it.
Yeah, it's just part of the story, man. But we were advised that it might not be the best idea, so we rang the intercom to get some advice, and this is where we are now.
Okay, so they said they're sending an officer out?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys all good though?
Oh yeah, we're good, bro.
Are you from around here?
Somewhat around here, yeah.
Somewhat? Not really?
Close-ish.
Okay.
How are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks.
So this is private property still, so it's not public property, and you aren't allowed to film on the private property.
Okay, so how come?
It's nothing to do with your charter rights because it's private property.
But how tax dollars?
It's still private property, it's the police property, not your property.
Well,
Okay, but
it's city
who
property.
funds the police?
It's city property, but
Exactly.
you don't fund the police.
Well, we do.
Our taxes pay for the city.
No, that's not how it works. It's still private property.
No, it's not.
So you have to leave.
It's-
Okay, we'll go under a threat of arrest, of course.
Yeah, you have to leave.
But
If you don't leave, then
you
you
do
are
realize
trespassing.
if you look at the GSI survey, it does say public, right?
You can walk away, or you can be arrested for
I
trespassing.
just told you under threat of arrest. I'm
If you
gonna walk
contact
away.
our media department, you may be able to arrange something. But even when our other media outlets come, they do not come on our property to film. You'll see that.
Okay,
When
but
when Global wants to film the police, they go off property and film.
Okay,
So-
but this would be considered public property.
No, it's not. It's private property.
It's not though.
Yes, it is.
But the city of, I mean, York Regional.
It doesn't matter who pays for it.
But it does.
It doesn't.
because-
No, it doesn't.
Yes,
Okay,
because
listen. I'm not going to argue with
I'm,
you.
I'm just trying to have a constructive
I'm not going
conversation.
to argue with you about the validity of private property.
Yeah.
But it is, when you're asked to leave, you still have to leave.
But
It's private property.
it's not. It's not.
It's public, you can come up here, but when you're asked to leave, you have to leave. That's under the
But you can't
trespass
trespass
property.
us from
I can trespass you.
Only if we're committing a crime.
Yeah, we're not
Trespass
committing a
somebody
crime.
From,
You are doing something that's prohibited on our property, and that is
we're doing
trespassing.
something that's protected under the charter.
Okay, I'm not gonna argue with you about it.
I'm not arguing. I'm trying to figure out the exact.
reason on why
Yeah.
you guys would.
Because
I told you the reason.
Well,
Well,
okay,
yeah,
I
I
don't
know,
think-
but
I
it
don't
doesn't
think
mean that the
you're-
reason's correct.
You may not think I'm right, but you can speak to a lawyer if you want, or you can contact our
Well-
media department to make arrangements to do something like this. That's fine, but you have to leave now.
Alright.
And what happens if I don't leave?
Then you'll get arrested for trespassing.
Well, you have to issue an official trespass notice.
I'm issuing it right now.
It's got to be in writing.
No, it doesn't.
Of course it does.
Okay.
It's public property. It's not private.
I give you 3 seconds to go.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to threaten us.
No, I'm telling you the truth.
We went
name
out of
back
our
up?
way to
Yep.
push the button.
Staff Sergeant Marcoux, 1185.
We went out of our way to push the button to get constructive advice.
I'm telling
And
you
now
what the
you're
advice
telling us
is.
we have 3 seconds to walk or what?
You have to leave, or you're going to be arrested
Okay,
for
and I
trespassing.
said we will leave under threat of arrest.
I just gave you that, and you're not leaving.
Well, because I'm
you're
trying to have a
communicating
conversation
with
with
us.
you.
I explained to you. You're not allowed to film on the property.
So this property, every York Region Police District property is private.
Yes.
It's privately owned by who?
It's not privately owned. It's
Okay.
public. It's publicly owned,
Okay.
Exactly.
but it's owned by the Region of York,
Okay.
and we make the rules here. York Regional Police make the rules for our property.
But wouldn't the rules be the law?
Yeah, and the law is you're trespassing.
But
right
the
now.
law, if it's public,
Okay.
I'm not trespassing
You
for
ready
public.
to? You want to be arrested?
I'm just trying to clarify.
Okay, you don't need to arrest them for what?
Okay, hold on. Let me put my camera down.
You're not leaving when directed to do so.
Let me put my camera down.
Here, I'll take that one. So it doesn't.
Okay, can you get recording, please?
That's fine.
All we did was push the button to ask a question.
Well,
You didn't
all
leave
it
when you
is.
were directed to do so.
I'm trying to clarify. I'm trying to clarify with you if this is actually.
You want me to grab a couple other?
I just need to go see.
Trying to clarify.
Okay, you don't need to arrest them for what?
Hold on, let me put my camera down.
You're not leaving when directed to do so.
Let me put my camera down.
All we did was push the button to ask a question.
You didn't leave when you were directed to do so.
No, we told you we were leaving under the threat of arrest. Okay guys, so they are arresting him and we have to leave property even though we were just asking a simple question. I'm not really sure why we would have to do that and why he would arrest him when all we're doing is asking a question. So here we go, guys. Sorry for all the moving, guys. I'm trying to set my... Bear with me here, guys. For some reason, they're arresting him and we just asked a question.
Just want to show you guys something. It does say right there, visitor parking, green, circled. Therefore, technically we're allowed in there. It's public property. On the ground here you can see, sorry if I can show you. Right there it says public, P-U-B-L-I-C. And all we did was ask him a question. We told him we weren't trying to argue with him. We told him we were just doing a simple request to see why we couldn't film in public. I was an off-duty officer, advised us of it. We followed his instructions. We hit the button. We got some dialogue. Somebody came out and spoke with us. And then he just grabbed us and arrested him. I know it's really unclear. Alright, so I don't know if he's going to stay here. They're just going to let him go. He's not doing anything wrong. He's not doing anything nefarious. He's really not doing anything. All he did was stand there and have a constructive conversation with the officer. they just don't let him go. He did nothing wrong. All he did was ask a question, and he said, you got 3 seconds. Well, we were in the middle of a dialogue. Like, we were talking to each other. I'm not sure if that was the police chief or who it was. But for some reason, he thinks that he's just going to do it while he's sitting there communicating with us. So we're obviously going to respond and stay there. And now all of a sudden, he wants to arrest him for having a conversation with him. It's kind of crazy if you ask me. It's unfortunate we can't hear, guys, but it is what it is. We don't need both of us in cuffs when we can need one camera watching to make sure nothing nefarious happens. They're actually gonna book him for this? For what?
Right on the back of his ticket.
Yep. I need everyone's name and badge number or business card if you have one.
Just let him go, man.
Can I have your name and badge numbers written on the back of the ticket, please?
You guys are aware you just violated his rights.
You did. It's public photography.
In a public space.
This is exactly why there's such a divide between police and the public.
This guy's bad.
Is he? Yeah, he's the tyrant of the group.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
You are. Here's your stuff, Redwood. Careful with that thing.
My name and badge number?
No, I need everyone's name and badge number.
Anybody that's on the incident.
Anyone that's here, I need all their names, badge numbers.
Listen, it's your policy.
I told you we're giving it to you.
Perfect.
It's a violation of rights. You know that, right?